spiritual autobiography is a genre of non-fiction prose that dominated Protestant writing during the 17th century, particularly in England, particularly that of dissenters. The narrative follows the believer from a state of damnation to a state of grace. The most famous example is perhaps John Bunyan's Grace Abounding. Because so many autobiographies were written, they began to fall into a predictable pattern. The formula began with a sinful youth, followed by a gradual awakening of spiritual feelings and a sense of anxiety about the prospects for one's soul. The person would repent, fall again into sin, repent, and sin again. Such cycles could last for years. The Bible was often a source of comfort or fear during this time. Finally, the person had a conversion experience, an epiphany, often of an emotionally shattering character, by which individuals came to realize that they had been singled out by God for salvation. Life was not necessarily easy after this, but it was a good deal less dramatic. These overarching narratives were seen to be not only relevant to human life, but also to human history. Those who practiced this type of spiritual autobiography believed that history repeats itself not only in man's outward group existence, but in the spiritual life of individuals. The spiritual autobiography's intense focus on the individual has led scholars to see it as a precursor to the novel, with later writers such as Daniel Defoe writing fictionalized accounts of a character's spiritual journey, such as Robinson Crusoe. Moreover, because, as G.A. Starr argues, English Protestantism had rejected the otherworldliness of Catholicism and insisted on the compatibility of earthly and spiritual callings, the utterly mundane activities could be drawn upon to illustrate and enforce religious duties. Quote, "This also contributed to the growth of what we now know as the novel. Beyond the Abrahamic traditions, recent examples in the genre often come from outside the Abrahamic traditions. See, for example, the expatriate British writer Christopher Isherwood's My Guru and his disciple, Jane Hamilton Merritt's A Meditator's Diary, a Western woman's unique experiences in Thailand monasteries, Irina Tweedy's Daughter of Fire, a diary of a spiritual training with a Sufi master, Andrew Harvey's A Journey in Ladakh, Encounters with Buddhism, and Hidden Journey, a spiritual awakening, Mark Matter Sex, Death, Enlightenment, a true story, and Victor Marsh's The Boy in the Yellow Dress. Of special interest here is the remarkable study by Sarah H. Jacoby, Love and Liberation, autobiographical writings of the Tibetan Buddhist visionary Sira Khandro. Dr. Jacoby's study draws on the rare autobiographical and biographical writing of Sira Khandro, one of the few Tibetan women to record the story of her life. Sira Khandro, who studied outside of the monastic disciplines, also read the biography of her guru, Trime Oza, insightful work coming from the contemporary encounter of Western aspirants with Buddhism also includes Stephen Batchelor's Confession of a Buddhist Atheist, selection of spiritual autobiographies, John Bunyan's Grace Abounding, Richard Norwood's Confessions, A Short History of the Life of John Crook, Lawrence Clarkson's The Lost Sheep Found, The Narrative of the Persecution of Agnes Beaumont, William Apes of Son of the Forest, Play of Consciousness, a spiritual autobiography by Swami Muktananda.